today we will discuss the Copernican revolution as considered one of the most important turning points in human history. This intellectual movement radically transformed how people understood the universe and our place within it. Today, we will analyze its impact, education, religion, and politics, and explore its short-term and long-term effects on society.
Nicolaus Copernicus was a Polish astronomer in the 16th century introduced of the idea of heliocentrism. He proposed that the Sun is at the center of the universe and that the Earth, along with the other planets, revolves around it. This theory directly challenged the geocentric model, which claimed the Earth was the unmoving center of all creation. For centuries, this Earth-centered view was strongly supported by the Catholic Church and ancient scholars like Ptolemy. The publication of Copernicus' book, De Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium in 1543, sparked debate and controversy across Europe.
The immediate reaction to Copernicus' ideas was largely negative. Many religious leaders condemned heliocentrism as heresy because it contradicts scripture. The Catholic Church banned books that supported the theory, and some scholars were persecuted. Despite the resistance, some scientists began to secretly study the heliocentric model because it offered simpler explanation for planetary motion. These short-term effects showed how powerful institutions resisted new ideas that threatened their authority.
Long term, the Copernican model inspired scientists like Galileo Galilei and Johannes Kepler. Galileo used a telescope to collect evidence supporting heliocentrism, while Kepler developed laws describing planetary motion. Over the next century, this discovery gradually convinced more people that Copernicus was correct. The scientific revolution emerged, bringing about a new way of thinking based on observation and experimentation rather than tradition. Eventually, the heliocentric model was accepted as scientific fact, permanently transforming human understanding of the cosmos.
Education was one of the first areas to feel the impact of the Copernican revolution. At first, universities refused to reach heliocentrism because it opposed accepted doctrines. But over time, the scientific education changed as evidence in favor of the sun-centered system grew undeniable. Curricula were updated to include new ideas, encouraging students to think critically and rely on observation. The shift marked the beginning of modern science education, where questioning established ideas became not only acceptable but necessary.
The revolution had profound religious consequences. The Church's opposition to heliocentrism led to conflict with scientists and thinkers who defended the new model. Galileo, for example, was tried by Inquisition and forced to recant his belief. Over the century, religious institutions gradually adopted, finding ways to reconcile faith with scientific discovery. This process helped shape the complex relationship between science and religions that continue today.
Politically, the Copernican revolution influenced how power and knowledge were controlled. As the Church lost its monopoly on explaining the universe, authority began shifting towards secular thinkers and scientists. The success of heliocentrism encouraged people to question not only scientific doctrines but also political and social institutions. This questioning spirit contributed to the rise of Enlightenment ideals, which emphasized reason, individual freedom, and democracy. Today, we take it for granted that the Earth revolves around the Sun, but in Copernicus' time, this idea was radical and dangerous. His courage and dedication to discovery reminds us that challenging established beliefs can lead to progress. The Copernican revolution teaches us the importance of questioning, observing, and thinking critically, values that continue to guide science and education today.
Thank you for listening to our presentation on the Copernican revolution.
Let us always remember the power of curiosity is the value of seeking truth, even in the face of opposition. As we have learned today, Copernican revolution was not a simple astronomical discovery. It was a turning point that reshaped how humanity sees itself. Before Copernican, the belief that Earth was not the center of everything gave people the sense of stability and divine orders.
But when Copernicus proved that the Earth orbits the Sun, he forced society to reconsider its place in the universe. This was more than a change in astronomy. It was a paradigm shift that transformed science, education, religion, and politics.
It opened the doors for new ways of thinking, new methods of learning, and a new relationship between science and faith. It shows the world that truth should be based not only on tradition but on observation, evidence, and a willingness to question.
Today, we live in a world shaped by the courage of those who dare to challenge what everyone thought was certain. The Copernican revolution teaches us that even when ideas face opposition, the pursuit of truth is worth the struggle.
First, the reaction was resistance and fear. Ideas were banned, voices were silenced, and those who defended heliocentrism were often punished. But in the long run, this revolution inspired curiosity and gave rise to the scientific revolution.
It also encouraged freedom of thought and helped lay the foundation for modern democracy. By shifting authority from a single institution to open scientific discussion, it gave people the courage to think for themselves.
And just like Copernicus, Galileo and other thinkers of the past, we too must continue to explore, question, and learn, because that is how humanity moves forward. Thank you, and may we all keep our minds open to new ideas that can change the world.